Hi everybody, Kaiwaza with you and welcome back to my channel where we are looking at all of my Hawaiian and Exotica records album by album. So it's going to be a long ride, but we are currently on the letter H, and let's take a look, pick up where we left off and see what records we have to see today. Okay, well, guess who's up today? We're up to Don Ho. And I have a lot of recordings from him, and I'm not going to say too much about them. I'll just, basically show them to you because he is, iconic and so well known. And there's books about him and all kinds of information about him out there, so I don't need to be saying that much about him, except to say that the funny thing is, to me, being from Hawaii and collecting Hawaiian records, when I tell people on the mainland or wherever, when they discover that I collect Hawaiian records, almost 90% of the people make some comment about Don Ho. I mean, that's the first thing they'll say, like, oh yeah, I like Don Ho. And I think, okay, like, Don Ho is not the beginning and ending of Hawaiian music, but he was very, very popular for a long time, and of course had national shows, and had a very, very long running shows here in Waikiki. So many, many, many people saw him over the years, and he definitely was, very impactful in terms of putting Hawaiian music out there, and then other stuff too, because a lot of what he does isn't really Hawaiian. I mean, he does some Hawaiian songs, of course, and then he does lounge music and whatever. So, but Don Ho was great and really loved, and I just think it's funny. That's always almost the first thing people mention when I say Hawaiian records. Some either they do or do not like Don Ho. Anyway, this would be the record that probably, I believe, was his really first hit nationally, Tiny Bubbles. We all know that song. So I'm just going to go through these records, and you can see them. Don Ho, Instant Happy. Don Ho and the Ali'is. The Ali'is was his backup group, and they actually had quite a big success here in the islands on their own when they split up from him later on, and they did some Hawaiian-ish albums, and then they did a lot of just pop stuff, and they became quite popular here in the islands on their own. Don Ho and the Ali'is Volume 2. Even Singer got into the action. Singer presents Don Ho and the Ali'is. I don't know why Singer, I don't know what the deal was with this record, whether you maybe got it a free Don Ho record if you purchased a sewing machine at Sears or something. I don't know. Don't know. The Don Ho Show, recorded live. It's Don Ho again, recorded live in Hawaii. You'll see on these titles on some of the records, sometimes songs are recorded multiple times on his albums. Don Ho, East Coast, West Coast, recorded live at the Coconut Grove, Los Angeles, and the Royal Box, New York. I think he was kind of, I did see Don Ho. He was still performing when I first moved here. You're going to hear from me, Don Ho, with, I believe her name is Robin Wilson here, is featured on some of the songs also. And he was still performing when I was first living here the first several years, and I did see him at the Hilton Hawaiian Dome. And he has that sort of drunken demeanor all the time, like he's drinking. And Some people told me that's not true. That's sort of a facade, you know. I mean, that he did to always be like drunk. But I don't know. Hawaii Ho, Don Ho and the Elise. You wouldn't see a record called that today, would you? Don Ho, live at the Polynesian Palace. It's a very strange record. It's a gatefold. It's a terrible and unfocused picture that folds out lengthwise. I don't understand this particular release. Even the inside is like weird. Whatever on that one. Here's a record I do love. Hawaiian 30 Favorites, Don Ho, as advertised on television. So this is sort of like one of those, you know, Ronco presents the greatest hits of Roger Whittaker or something. This is the Don Ho. So these are all recorded versions for this album. They're different from the versions on his other albums. But it's Don Ho with a small combo, mostly in medleys because there's 30 songs on here. And if you want to get the other ones, there's Arthur Fiedler, Guy Lombardo, Old Time Piano Music, and Mitch Miller. You can have them all. And I do like this record, 1979. Getting into the greatest hits, Don Ho's greatest hits. You see this record a lot. This one also was released on CD. Interestingly, it's called a greatest hits album, but it's actually all new recordings. These were not songs of his before. Don Ho's greatest hits. These are his greatest hits. And if you don't want to be a completist, this album will do you. You'll never find another Kanaka like Don Ho. Kanaka, meaning native. Used to be used all the time, and then it's one of those words that got to be considered really a derogatory term, Kanaka. And yet that was like really an insult to call somebody a Kanaka, and then it seems to have like come back in vogue again, that Kanaka just sort of means island person. Here's a compilation put together by Warner Special Products, Memories of Hawaii with Don Ho, but this is all previously released material. It's a 2-album set. I expect there's, you know, quite a bit of Don Ho in thrift stores across America because he and record stores, because there was quite a prolific amount of stuff produced. He was quite popular. The Don Ho TV show, I was living in South Carolina when this was on. I think it was only on for like one summer. And I was in junior high or something, and I was very excited. I watched it every time it was on. But I think they only did it like one summer. Don Ho, Home in the Country. These are all country songs, including a rather interesting version of Red, Red Wine. Finally, for Don Ho, I have this one, which is a locally produced album. I don't see it very often, and I don't know whether maybe this one was sold at some of his later shows or what. I don't know. Ho Enterprises, I Think About You. It's not Hawaiian. There's no Hawaiian songs on it. That is it for my Don Ho collection. Some of them I should upgrade and get better copies of. So let's check out a little bit of Don Ho.
I wouldn't still be trying. I'd have never known what losing you would mean or do to me. This is Hawaii, next door to Hawaii. This is a magic land, the rainbow's land. If you're feeling lonely, you can come with me. Feel my arms around you, lay beside the sea. We will think of something to do. Do it till it's perfect for you and for me too. You can come with me.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And also, if you like this kind of music, I do have two suggestions for you. I have another YouTube channel called Hawaiian Leisure Hour, and there I just have videos of selections, whole selections from my record collection, so you can hear the music that way. Another way you can hear it, there's a site called 8tracks.com, wonderful site. And on there is also Hawaiian Leisure Hour, which I have curated playlists. So just many playlists of selections from the album, some with themes and some not, and you can just listen to, you know, music there, sort of like a little radio station as well. So I hope you have a good week, and please comment if you have any of these records or any interest in them. I'd love to hear from you. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Aloha.